Yeah.
You guys are on TV. All right.
Okay.
I guess my first question, Matt, when did you first realize that you wanted to become an athletic director?
That's a good question. I don't think I ever really set out to, be an athletic director. I just wanted to make sure that whatever I was doing, I was being challenged professionally and personally. And as things developed throughout my career, more opportunities presented themselves. Becoming an AD became more and more of a reality. So it really wasn't until I was the Associate AD for Development at the University of Oklahoma that I really set that as a goal of mine and something that I thought was realistic and I thought I could be good at, and that it was a way for me to give back to a college or university if that opportunity presented itself.
What was your childhood dream job then? I know you played baseball, maybe an MLB pitcher?
Well, I never really had aspirations to be a professional player. I think that's always a pipe dream for every kid that plays a sport in the backyard. But funny, oddly enough, the thing that I really always wanted to be was a broadcaster. I wanted to be not a news broadcaster, but a play-by-play guy with a baseball or basketball professional franchise.
That's neat. When did the opportunity come about here, and when did it really, what was the process like?
When it became public that the college was going to move in a different direction, I believe it was late last spring, early summer, it piqued my interest, and I started to look into it a little bit more, look into the college, learn about the college, learn about the resources that were available. Of course, I knew about the storied tradition and the history that Coach Cresp established with the basketball program, having grown up in North Carolina. But as I started talking to some of my mentors and some of my colleagues, I got more and more excited about the opportunity and the potential that existed here in Charleston. And when the opportunity was presented to me to be involved in the search and to submit my resume, I jumped at the opportunity, and the rest is history.
Were you ever up for any other athletic director positions, and did you learn something from a prior process?
Sure, yeah. Over the past couple years, there have been a few opportunities that I've been involved with, and you always learn just more about the process, but each one is unique in of itself. And the thing you really learn as you go through is this the right fit for me? It's as much of an interview for me as a candidate as it is for the college or institution or the president's looking to hire somebody. So of any of the positions that I've had an opportunity to participate in and didn't get, I believe this one fit me personally, fit our family, and was the one that I think things work out for a reason. And this one worked out crystal clear for me, that Charleston's a great place for me to move, for me to grow, for me to give back to the college, but also for my family and for us to raise a family.
What was your main role at Oklahoma and then SMU?
So at Oklahoma, I had varying roles. I was originally hired as the director of marketing, and I did that for 2.5 years. And then I had the opportunity to jump into the fundraising side of things, of which I really never had a thought. When you're in a job, and you probably know this from experience, you think you're going to do that job forever. And when Joe Castiglione gave me the option to move over and be the director of development, I'm going to listen to him. He's one of the best professionals there is, and a great mentor. So I took his advice, and I moved over to the Sooner Club and headed that annual giving program up for a couple of years, and things seemed to fall my way, and I had opportunity to continue to gain more and more experience, and ultimately was the Associate AD for Development, overseeing our whole fundraising operation for University of Oklahoma Athletics. And then when Rick Hart was named the AD at SMU, someone I had known for nearly 20 years, starting at my time at North Carolina, he needed to hire somebody as his deputy athletics director, somebody that could come in, manage the day-to-day operations of the department, but that he also had a great relationship and that knew him and knew what he was about, knew what his expectations were. So when he reached out for that opportunity to move to Dallas and to be his number 2 guy, I jumped at it because I knew I'd be working with a tremendous man, learning and honing my skills of how I would run an athletics department, and he gave me that fantastic opportunity. And my family loved our time in Dallas, and it prepared me for the job I have today.
It's a great city. 8 days into your new job, you're kind of, overseeing it all now.
Sure.
What's it been like the last 8 days?
It's a lot, a lot of meetings, a lot of getting to know people, a lot of data and information collecting. I'm doing a lot of listening right now. some decision making, but mostly listening, just trying to learn from our staff, from our coaches, from our donors, from our community, from our university leadership of what's worked, what hasn't worked, what their expectations are, how I can best support them, and how I can best move our college and our department forward.
Do you come into the job with specific goals, and if so, what are they?
Yeah, you always come in with what are perceived goals, but I'm hesitant to throw those out there now because I'm still trying to learn. I think fools rush in, as the old saying goes. So I think it's very important for me as the new guy in town to listen to our constituents, both internally and externally, learn from them so I can develop a plan, so we as a department can develop a plan that's best for the College of Charleston and presents our department in the best light for the college.
What is your evaluation of the current state of athletics here?
We have great staff. I love my coaches. From just the early touch points that I've had with them. I love our staff. We have a young, energetic staff. Certainly the community and the fans are passionate. They're loyal. They're hungry for success, and I think they're willing to participate in that success. And we can't have success at the college if the community and our donors and our alumni don't step up their support. We're gonna reach out and we're gonna ask to them, but we're gonna come to them with a plan. And we're going to come to them with a unified plan of what we want to do and how we want to accomplish greatness here at the college and how they can be a part of it.
Have you heard, I guess maybe football?
Sure.
Any potential alumni?
Sure. I haven't actually yet, but I'm sure time will only tell. But our focus from a sports sponsorship standpoint is on the 19 sports we currently offer, and we want to maximize the amount of resources that we can allocate to those sports, win championships in those sports, and so our focus is on those 19 right now.
So no thought of football?
No, not at this time.
Gotcha. I guess just kind of, you're a baseball guy, and obviously the college has had some great years on the baseball field.
Right.
Kinda your evaluation of that program and what it's bringing into the school. It's interesting because the facility, as beautiful as it is off campus.
Right. It is, and that's a challenge, in terms of attendance, but it's also an opportunity. It's placed in an area that's a bustling and growing part of our city with Mount Pleasant and a lot of youth and a lot of young parents and a lot of alums that live across the bridge. But it's a challenge in terms of getting our students out there. So we have to develop a plan and get support for how do we best work on that transportation issue for our students. And I really love Matt and his staff and the direction that they're headed. They're recruiting their tails off. He's a can-do kind of guy, of course. Working under Monty, he's learned from one of the best coaches in college baseball, and I think Matt. I really am excited to grow with Matt. He's a new head coach. I'm a new AD, and I'm excited. The same with Earl and some of our other Candace and some of our other coaches. I'm really excited to partner with them, to lock arms and grow with them and do great things. But I think our baseball program's best days are ahead of them.